How's it going, people? Bobby here. You might know me online as Ironhammer5, and today I bring you a review. It's my first review of an RDA actually, and it is the clone of the Rogue RDA, originally made by Capital Vapes, and this was a clone from Fasttech. I'll put the SKU number in the bottom. If you don't like people reviewing clones, then don't click on my video that says clone in the title. It is what it is. I've got it. I'll review it, and at the end I'll tell you whether or not it makes me wish I had an authentic. So let's not fuck around anymore and get straight to it. So just in case you care, I'll start by showing you the box and how it came. This is how it came packaged in this weird slidey box. Has the foam inside. We've got a brass airflow control ring. There's also a copper one in there. And then we have the RDA with the stainless airflow control ring already attached to it. So it comes apart into 3 parts. The bottom comes out. There's the deck, which we'll take a look at more closely in a moment. There's the top, and there's your airflow control ring. So obviously the interesting thing that you'll notice on this is that the airflow control ring goes on the top, and there's no airflow on the sides. So this is the main reason why I wanted to take a look at this particular product, to be honest, and why I found it quite intriguing, is because most RDAs, of course, will have the airflow on the side, some have them on the bottom. This has it coming from the top, and the idea of that is to minimize leaks. There's no airflow holes for anything to leak out of, and so far that seems to be very, very true to its design in that respect. So it does cause a few little niggles, but if we take a quick look at the build deck as well, I've got a pretty dodgy build in here at the moment, but you can see it's got a nice deep juice well in there. You've got a nice big post hole on the middle post, and then the 2 negative posts are just screws which you have to trap the wire under. And I'll tell you now, I fucking hate having to trap wire under screws. I get the advantages of having it. It's another part that you don't need to have. You don't have to worry about milling a post into the deck. It's just kind of part of the deck. But it's so annoying, and you just can't never get it to work right. And it just bugs me. I hate having to do that. So that really annoys me. I hate building on this simply because of that fact. If you're used to trapping wires under screws, it probably won't bother you so much, but for me, I just find it so annoying. I just don't like that part at all. But aside from that, it's pretty straightforward to build on. Because of the airflow control, I do try and raise the coils to about the level of that center post screw there, and I find that's just about close enough to the air holes. You could probably even go a little bit higher than that with the coils to get them as close to the airflow as possible. So here's one of the things that bugs me next, right? So I'll show you this top cap airflow control first. Obviously they come into 2 parts. Your airflow holes are on the top, and you would line that up with your coil, and you'll pop it on like so, and then you can use this, which has got the airflow holes on there which match up to those, and then if we look inside, we should be able to see the airflow holes there, and you can see that as we twist this, it closes off those airflow holes and opens them. As we twist that top part, you can just about make it out on the camera. So you can adjust the airflow hole, and you can get quite nice flavour from tightening it down quite small, I have found personally. So here's the part that annoys me, right? So you've got your airflow hole lined up to where you want it to be, and you know how much airflow you want from it, and you want to put it on, and now you've got to try and line those holes up with your coils, and it's just awkward, right, to get those lined up. Are they lined up? I don't know. Can you tell? Perhaps they were lined up. I'm not sure. Were they lined up? See, this is the problem, right? It's really hard to. So you can then say, all right, so why don't you just line it up like this, Bobby, and take those off so you can see what you're doing, and you can see that the coils are situated right beneath those airflow holes, which is fine. That's great. I know it's in the right place now, but then I have to try and line this airflow control thing up like this, and I know that I like it about halfway closed, but I don't know if it's halfway closed. How do I get it halfway closed? So I have to take it off and check, and then I'm back to having the problem of trying to line the coils up. So those things aside, the clone itself is made okay. It's not great. The threads aren't very good. It's a bit wobbly. I'll pop it onto my eye stick here. it's wobbly, right? And I mean, you can tighten it right down. I do get a bit paranoid about it ruining the thread. If you get it down flush, then it's not going to wiggle so much. But yeah, the threads aren't great at all. Aside from that, everything else seems to be made okay. It can be a little bit crunchy when you're putting the top cap on and off. It's not the smoothest feeling. And also, you can see it had 2 O-rings on here. There's a little groove in there where you can maybe see that the other one came out of. And I've replaced the top one too, and I've taken one off because the 2 that came in the packet were, I've got them here. They were really chunky O-rings, and you can see like it looks like it's been like grated like cheese or something, because the O-rings on this particular clone were just way too big, and it was a real task to try and push this top cap on and actually get it to fit. So I took both of those O-rings off. I tried taking one off thinking it might help. It didn't, because they're just way too big, and I was getting all bits of ground up rubber attached to the edges of my wick and stuff like that. It was just nasty. So the O-rings were too big, so I took those off. I found one that I had from a spare from like an Orchid or something, and I put just one on there, and it works just fine. It's a little bit loose for some people's liking, but it doesn't seem to leak. But it does hold it on there well enough for me. I don't mind so much. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it, and that's a quick look at it up close. Like I say, there is a few little niggles about it, but what I will say is it doesn't drip, so it kind of does what it says. But let's talk about it a little bit more. So there was, people, the Rogue RDA clone, which I got from Fasttech, and how does it vape? It vapes okay. I've got like a 0.8 ohm, I've been fucking around with it. I've got like a 0.8 ohm building here at the moment. I've built it down to 0.25 or something, maybe, just over that, 0.27, 0.28, something like that, around about 0.3, just under. Vapes fine on a mech at that ohmage. And I've also built it higher, which you get a much cooler vape from it. The airflow holes are quite big, even when you close them down. So to get a warm vape, you do want to build it a little bit lower, I've found. But what I've done with this particular build is just built it at 0.8 and cranked it up to 30 watts on the eye stick, so that's like 4.8 volts. And you can get a good satisfying warm vape from that as well. So when you're vaping on a regulated device, it doesn't matter so much the ohmage, as long as it's within a region where you can get it up, I guess. So for the talking about this rather than regulated devices, I mentioned in the close-ups it's a little bit awkward to line things up and get it built, and I just slipped off the edge of my chair. Like, weird stuff keeps happening in my videos. Last time my glasses started like lifting up like this, and now this time I'm slipping off my chair and nearly falling through the window that's beside me here, and you can tell that because that side of my face is lit way more than this side of my face. It's one of those things. Back to this. It's a little bit awkward to get things lined up. However, once you do get everything lined up and vaping how you want it to vape, if you want to take it out, so the reason I got this is because I tend to drip everywhere I go. I don't really use tanks so much, and so for me, a device that's supposed to not leak is quite good, because when you're putting RDAs in your pockets all the time, they're going to leak eventually. With this, I will say, even when I've taken off those 2 fat, horrible cheese grated O-rings and put this smaller O-ring on there, it does not leak. You could practically fill it up to the top of the whole deck area here, like above the coils, so the coils were completely submerged in juice, and it probably wouldn't drip. I'm not going to try it, but I'm pretty sure it still wouldn't leak. The only way it would leak is if you kind of turn it completely upside down so that it could leak out of those air holes there. And now I've took that off, I have to try and line it up again, I guess, right? So it vapes nice because it's so tiny. It's like 18mm tall, so it's shorter than it is wide. It's 22mm around, and it's shorter than it is wide. So that makes it a nice small thing. I mean, attached to this eye stick, it's tiny. Like, I love it. It's a tiny little vape. Because it's so small, you do get good flavour from it because you're really close to those coils there, and you can really get a real nice vape from it and some nice flavour if you close the airflow down a little bit. Obviously with the flope and wide airflow, they are quite big airflow holes, and you don't get so much flavour. But you can really chuck some clouds from it as well. I mean, if you build it low like I have done in the past, down to like 0.3, and then I did that and vaped it on a mech, and a nice warm, very cloudy vape from it. So I want to vape it again. I've got this Mum and Pop's, it's still vapour in me. I've got this Mum and Pop's crunch berry juice in here at the moment that I've mixed myself from their concentrate. It is so tasty, I love it. The cereal flavour reminds me a little bit of Nana Bear, but it's got this cereally fruity flavour. I really am enjoying it. And I keep seeing some weird thing on the screen, like there's something over my shoulder, I don't know what's going on. Something reflecting off the wall or something, I don't know, or I'm imagining things. Who knows. Anyhow, I'm getting off topic way too much in this video. I'm kind of ill at the moment, to get off topic again, and can't really focus too great. But yeah, if you want a device that's an RDA, that's small, that won't leak on you, and you're not going to fiddle around with it a lot once you've got it built and set up, and you're not going to want to adjust the airflow all the time, then this works great. It really does. I do wish I had an authentic, because the little niggles with this one, such as the dodgy O-rings and stuff, I'm sure if you got the authentic, it would just be smooth and fit together, and you wouldn't have the horrible threads and all that kind of stuff. Maybe there's better clones out there too. But as far as it goes, for what it costs, like £6 or something, this particular one I'm more than happy with. Vape's nice. Once you've got it together, it's not too bad. Good flavour from it, good airflow. It's kind of an all-rounder, really, I would say. It does get a little bit warm, and because it's small, like, it gets warm. Like, there's not much space for it to dissipate. I will quickly show you it on a mech mod just so you can see, because it is tiny, and I think it actually does look really nice. It's not quite flush because I need to adjust it, but it makes a tiny little, small little vape there with a little drip tip, something like that. If you're vaping at really low ohms, you probably want to use a slightly longer drip tip than this, because it does get warm. Like, this build is not going to work on a mechanical mod, so I'm going to put it back onto the ice stick. And one more vape, and I'll leave you with that. If you got any questions, leave a comment. I've been enjoying it. I'll leave the SKU underneath, so if you do want to order this same one, you can order it from Fasttech. Check out Capital Vapes, who made the original, of course. And do subscribe if you enjoyed my video. Most importantly, if you enjoyed my video, the best thing you can do to help me is to share it with somebody else so they can also enjoy my video. If you could do that, that would be awesome. So cheers for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you a bit soon when I'm feeling a little bit better. And I've got the whole range of Black Forest Vapes liquids coming up, so there'll be a video or 2 videos. I'll split it into several videos probably about that, probably coming up next. If I say anything I can get my hands on, I'll tell you all about it. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.